There's gonna be a new thumbnail, new title. We should be good to go. I was waiting for House Flipper 2 to be on a good sale. So I'm gonna make a new profile. I totally can type. New game. We can all get this story together. I will munch on my 10 milligram cookie though while we do this. So I do have all the DLCs. So we have all the bundles. We get the maps, the before and after galleries, new items, furniture renovations, pets, architect mode that comes with Farm Flipper, grid placement, nice. So this one I just bought, this DLC, so I actually don't know anything about that DLC. Okay, let me... God damn it. I'm struggling to open this thing because of where they put the sticker. And of course, there's child resistant packaging. No, it's actually super funny. My mother takes a lot of medications, and we used to put them in small, like Rubbermaid plastic storage containers, the kind that you would use for like, oh, I might just cut this open. Might be so real. Never mind. Okay, it does have an extra lip to help with that. I was thinking it was like my gummies. I was expecting a round cookie. It's square. I guess it makes sense. Do I have any other tools yet? Nope. Okay. Well, let's just clean up the fucking mess of a shack we live in. Why do I have gloves? It's broken, but it'll suffice. I am going to be using the grid placement a lot. So if I'm ever just like under my breath counting, there we go. So we'll start with the radiator job. Because why not? Dun, 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 dun. I got so used to... Oh no. The first thing I'm going to be getting, once I can, is the add-on to see all dirt. Because I miss dirt so often. It is ridiculous. Lo-fi and House Flipper. Dun, 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 dun. Just some chill vibes after a very stressful DVD. Very strong broom. Are so good for the head. On tablet, there we go. So we are perks, and we are immediately doing see some dirt on the map. Okay, there we go. That's the dirt for this room. Let's straighten up this room then. Am I not able to fix that? Damn. Yeah, I can't fix that unfortunately, unless maybe... No. Damn. Big damn. Alright, task, radiator, just a small radiator for the room. Yeah, my main save, for some reason, it partially got messed up. I still had my upgrades, but unfortunately, like, half the shit got a mess. Okay. Now we'll do this room. This one's just cleaning, but we'll straighten it up while we're in here. There we go. And I guess they have this next to the top. Doesn't really, actually no. This will fit much better right here. There we go. There we go. Nice and cleaned up. Nice and easy to clean up. I do have a brand new Ethernet cable. I will do one thing really quick though. Okay, let's clean up in here now. Because I can show my main profile really quick as well. If anyone's curious, I can show that. That's a big bag cabinet. Oh, really quick, before I forget, since I am streaming it. There we go. Should I enable it? I don't think so. I think it should be fine for now. Well, the first ones are very easy. The first ones are very, very easy. Okay. Let's see. Weeds. Unfortunately, we don't have a mower. Because you actually don't have to plug the weeds when there's a mower. Where is it? Actually, you know what? We'll do this. Because the benefit is we can actually see any hidden weeds. There it is. Gotcha, bitch. And we'll put down... let's do this one. I know it's not completely centered, but it's really hard to center these. The fact that I have oven mitts is kind of annoying. I wish I could change it. Okay, two-tone gravel. Let's do blue. We'll do this from now on. Then the weeds are just super easy to see. Super easy weeds. Okay, what skill point we have now? Let's do planting for now. Another kind of a shrub. Let's do creeping dense. That'll cover most of this area. Some of the stuff in this game is quicker than just holding. Okay. You want two colored, so we'll do graphite over here. Actually, no, we'll keep it with the theme. We'll do blue. There we go. Shrub based on this will give a topiary. Put the topiary right in here. Yeah, because if you hold down the full animation, you can cancel it early instead and go a little quicker. Well, thing you just learned from playing. There we go. You can technically finish the job early, but we ain't doing that. And we'll take with the same single color we have over there. There we go. Alright, you want a shrub? We'll put a spiral. Oh, perfect. Perfect. Right in the middle. Oh, you should see how quick my main profile is. There we go. Job's complete. These early jobs are really quick. I need to also, even though I'm on Ethernet, I need to put my computer on Wi-Fi backup in case the Ethernet port has an issue. So once we have these unlocked, we can do more jobs. We'll drop up onto one of these. So let's see. Okay, radiators. Guess I think we're just installing radiators here. But any of those like physical motion ones are almost always like that. I do actually have the VR house flipper, but I'm not sure if my computer can handle streaming VR. Not to mention I'd be using a shitty headset mic. It's not that shitty, but definitely not the best either. No, I don't want the large one. We don't need the large. Stop. There we go. Radiators in. Skill point. Faster mounting. Oh wait, we also get negotiation, I think. Yes, okay. Extra payment for jobs. Since we're still in early game. So we want another small radiator. Marina's got you to VR chat. Do you have a headset? Because I have an old headset I'm thinking of shipping out to Fuji with some slime trackers. Double radiator. Oh, you need sink as well. Okay, first off, we'll uncap the sink. Alright, any particular sink? No. Okay, judging by the fact that this is a very simple room, we'll do a very simple sink. I'm gonna assume the game wants mountable sink because a lot of those are later unlocks. Just keep in mind she will probably get you into drinking on VR. VR is not bad, it just depends on the groups you hang out with. So Rain hangs out with a lot of alcoholics. Yeah. Oh, I hate what does this. Well, guess we can work on our cleaning skill. There we go. What kind of GPU do you have? And how much RAM? Because that'll actually very much, really vary the headset you get. Okay, I don't think it leaked much actually, so I think we're good there. No more radiators, just us two? Okay. Like, I'm sending Fuji my old standalone Quest 2, even though I've always used the Quest 2 on PC. I actually got the Quest 2 4 or 5 years ago. I got it mostly for Beat Saber. I actually use Beat Saber as a workout because, ooh, you work up a sweat. Excuse me. By being in VR, I was realizing I kind of don't want. I had gotten the Thunder trackers while I still had my Quest, so I bought base stations. 40 gig DDR4 RTX 3050. Which version of the RTX 3050? Let's see. Like, do you have the particular make? Like, is it 3050 or 3050 Ti? Is it 6 gig or 8 gig? VRAM? Because you're gonna want probably at minimum 8 gigs of VRAM, that's what I use, but 12 to 16 is better. Because I'm looking at possibly upgrading for that reason. Because especially with VR chat, it will, with avatars, every avatar uses a certain amount of VRAM, and it's usually megabytes. 8 VRAM. Okay, so you should be fine then. You just have to make sure you set your settings properly. I'm not using something called shield mode. Mine. But you use something called NVIDIA shield mode. Not NVIDIA shield mode. Oof. VR chat has something called shield mode. And it basically can force limits. So, for example, the only avatars you can see are your friends by default. Everyone else's avatars be turned on manually. And that'll very much limit how much VRAM and how much you're gonna lag. I can run pretty smoothly on that with, like, I think a lower video setting. I've currently been more on a VR chat hiatus. That was mostly because I had post-concussion syndrome for a hot minute. If you don't know what that is, it's basically my head didn't properly heal from hitting it. So I had to kind of limit screen time and stuff because my doctor actually said the reason concussions are, like, for example, worse than they used to be is because of blue light. It's because of the screens, all the screen time, yeah. So I actually haven't used my headset for like close to a month. There we go. Can we fix these bikes up? We can. Okay, let's put these bikes up properly. Let's get these bikes up. We'll put them in the corner. There we go. One moment. Yeah, like I said, it's just a general thing of like the screens and stuff are doing a lot of people in now. So when I was recovering, I was had my lights dim and stuff like that. I was just literally using a coloring book. I bought like a cheaper coloring book and was coloring in it. Not cheaper, like an adult like mandala book. Like a 24 pack of pencils. Alright, hammer out the walls. We get to paint. I forgot how painful painting is at low levels. That's gonna hurt. That's gonna hurt. Okay, I believe we want this room. Yep, so we're gonna do... We gotta move this, get to the outlet, don't we? Is it behind this counter? There it is, okay. Yeah, this is stuff I learned a while ago. That if you tap to activate some of them, you can do multiples at once. It's a matter as well, like I would have knit. Or am I seriously not able to put this cabinet back where it was? That's gonna be so annoying. You pull the cabinet out to... Is it because I'm too close? No, you literally just can't put it back where it was. That is so stupid. That is gonna annoy me till the end of time. Yeah, owls are annoying in this game. Unfortunately, I gotta leave it at that. Okay, so they want amaranth. We'll do a small bucket of amaranth. And a medium of the gray. Let's accent wall it. Let's do... Do we want to do accent walls or trading colors? So like every other is gray. Like, what do you think? What are we thinking? Accent wall? Okay. Because I used to do the striping if the room doesn't like necessarily benefit or there's no way to put a decent accent wall in. Yeah, because I feel like accent wall behind the couch makes the most sense because else it would just blend in. Gray couch and a gray wall, it's just gonna blend in. Gotta be very careful not to accidentally paint the ceiling because they did add that. Okay, what skill do we have here? Let's do perks really quick. That's a good one to get. Master mounting, most dirt on the map, and extra payment. Those make the most sense here so far. Shoot. Right. Hate that I have to buy another one. Because I had to waste extra paint early on. Okay, well I can get rid of this one because it's empty and I can sell the excess on that, thankfully. But that's so annoying. So when you're doing like new houses, you have to like put down a full length window and then delete to get rid of outlets if you want to properly set it back. It's so annoying. There's nobody just get rid of the outlet. Like people back furniture up to the outlets all the time. Why can't I do it here? That's fine. I use so much paint. If I need another bucket of medium, I might cry. I forgot how much more expensive early game is. Okay. Is this the only task? No, bedroom needs a repair. But it's only paint task, which is nice. Look how empty that is already. We're not even done yet. That's crazy. There we go. We can sell anything that's left. There was a 99 cents left to paint. Okay, and they said it's a bedroom. Not this bedroom. I think it's the one off here. Bingo. Bingo bango. Okay, can I... Okay, the outlet's actually not behind anything right now, which is fine. That makes it much easier. There we go. There we go. I walked all over this person's bed. Do apologize. But yeah, I mean, $1,400 for painting a room and fixing 2 outlets, not bad. Unfortunately, I couldn't shove their cabinet back in place. I'm probably not gonna buy this cookie again. Very weedy taste. They'll be on the way. Like when I put wheat chocolates into brownies, You didn't even taste it. You would have had no idea. Until, of course, after the weed hit. Well, look at that map. Look at that fucking map. Ooh, spicy meatball. Okay. We'll open up all the bed doors first. And work one room at a time after we clean up. So we'll start with this room. We'll close the door once we're done with it. There it is. It's hiding. There we go. Make the bed while we're in here. Dun, dun. Dun, dun, dun. Oh, so fun fact, you know like those standard brooms? And the kind you'll also see at like the dollar store or whatever? Yeah, you're supposed to give those a haircut when they get all splayed out. There we go. Yeah. You're supposed to trim them. Baby on the way, you have so much trash left in your kitchen. And the front door is literally right there. I don't know, someone might call CPS on them at some point. I'm stuck on the TV console, okay. Okay, that's all the mess. It's kind of funny though, like even when you have it fully upgraded to show you all the quote-unquote dirt, cobwebs still don't show up, so you'll have like 99% done. It's like, where's that fucking cobweb? What am I catching on? I'm catching on something in my mouse pad. The mouse is catching the lip of it, like the seam on the end. God damn. I bought a cheap desk mat because mine's missing. I have like a $50 one that Raina actually bought me to pay me back for buying her Valorant skins. That's just somewhere in storage. What window did I miss? I missed this one right here. I've got a lampshade on my head. I'm not that drunk. I don't need a lampshade on the head yet. I haven't even finished my 5% drink. Okay, this room is done though, so I'll close that up. Next, the bathroom. Oh my goodness. My goodness gracious. What is this bathroom? Have you seen the the one trend that's going on TikTok. It's like, come to the land. It's like, I'm scared to enter like exit like Poster's room. So then it's like, come to the land lost and lonely. Like, and then they show the other stuff that's in the room. How simple is cleaning house in games? I know. Okay, I'm missing a spot of dirt. This is what I don't like. There it is. I'm missing another spot of dirt. Where am I blind? Clean this really quick. And then we'll play where the fuck is the dirt. You should see though my main profile and how quick I can just do all the cleaning and stuff with these houses. Okay, there is something I'm missing. Where is it? Where is it? Where art thou? I got it. Okay, it was on the sink apparently. We'll close that door. Okay, I already finished that door. I said okay, yeah. We'll do this room. This is gonna be the baby's room, so we gotta do a bunch in here. I mean, at least it's already empty, so it's already half prepped. It's not that bad, not that bad. I feel like I say with ASMR streams, I should switch to the other tuber I have. That one's not fully like set up though. So I don't have any of the proper like settings and bindings for it. Alright, I'm missing a spot in here. All these floorboards? Not this one creeping in, is it? No, it's not. Okay, we'll get the window and find it later. It's on this. That's okay. I see. It's literally on this window ledge. There we go. There we go. Okay, pastel pink. We're going to definitely need at least a medium, because I don't have that high of a painting skill. Come on. We're gonna need a larger paint. I can already tell we're gonna need another one. I'm so used to my main profile that I just kind of do when I'm bored. Let me check. Do I have any perks? I do. Less paint usage. We'll start with that one. Yeah, we're definitely gonna need our paint can. How long till next upgrade? I need to paint a couple rooms at least. Well, it says walls, it just means the small sections, not full walls. Dun, dun. Imagine if you could like clean a house the same way you can in a game like this. I don't think this radiator can support my weight, but here we are. We defy gravity by standing on a radiator. It's like when you can't move because there's a piece of trash on the ground in fucking Dead by Daylight. Yeah, we need to buy a small. We're almost done. Almost done. Okay, here we go. And almost done. Now something we can skip, but I'll ask y'all's opinion. Do we want to paint the inside of the window frame the same color? So you can paint like these two areas and up here. Do we want to do that? Do pale rose for now. Make sure the drawers are on the right side. Yeah, we have enough paint for it. Like in the other room I didn't because we were also low on paint. I think it works better with some of the lighter colors, but when you do it like the super dark colors, it's kind of eh. So a lot of places, if I have to buy white paint already, I'll just go ahead and do it. Let's tuck you in the corner. Put the changing table over here. We'll stick it out a little bit. And then poofs. We'll do... I guess we'll do two lily ones. We'll put it over here where it's warm. There we go. A lot of floor space. Technically complete. We're gonna finish cleaning it. There we go. You can use them before and afters. I probably should have moved that crib over a little bit, but I think it's fine. It's so funny though. Sometimes they don't give you a heads up on where the angles are for the before and afters. So I've had before and afters where they were all just covered by trees. Kind of funny at that point, to be honest. It's like, okay, let's see the before and after. Just tree leaves. Alright, roof of bushes. Alright, here's where we get the lawnmower. Then we can touch up our own little base. Yeah, when I've done it when just not touched it. There we go. So we only get the brush color, unfortunately. We'll go ahead and do this really quick. We'll cut the grass really quick. Okay, let's go around back. start by trimming right around the house. Nice pool. This is technically a brush cutter. Okay, we'll do this section while we're here. There we go. Hey, no problem. You're like, oh, I don't think I can sleep for hours, and now we're just doing some ASMR house flipper. It's soft, it's soothing, it's relaxing. Oop, get that. Alright, did I miss a grassy spot over here? Nope, it's already trimmed. Just going for a casual swim in the person's pool whose wow. Yard I'm taking care of. Poof. Wait, what? Oh, I see what they want, okay. Okay, that makes sense, that makes sense. Don't want these sold, okay. Is a medium big enough? Medium's actually kind of small. How about a large? Would a large be too big? Maybe? Yeah, it's too big there. We'll use the large over here though, so I have to rebuy. I need to fill that in with an extra small, don't I? There we go. Fill that in. That's actually not there, just a weird visual glitch when you try to roll. Okay, we'll get a large. No, I'm missing a small spot. The game doesn't detect it, but I do. I see it. There we go. Now this one we'll have to do, I guess, the medium and a small. So medium. And then a mole. There we go, much better. Much better. Okay, I think it might be an upgrade to unlock. Oh. Oh, we gotta find them all. Okay, fuck me. Getting these molehills. There we go, mole's gone. Oh! I just saw it skitter under my feet. It actually startled me. Okay, now we can see the actual where the grass is. And extra payment. So now we have the brush cutter out, we can actually see the grass. Excuse me. How rude. More outdoors. More outdoor stuff to do. That is a bright orange house. My goodness. Okay, yeah, here's where we unlock the lawnmower. Or as the game puts it, petrol. So we're actually gonna do what I usually do. We're gonna use the brush cutter around the edge. And then we can use the lawnmower. This just means I don't try to get the lawnmower into the edge of the yard. We'll do this around the edge. Thank you. And then we'll go right up around the edge of the house. Not too much right at the edge of the house I have to do, which is honestly pretty good. Because actually we'll go through the plants, which is very, 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 very nice. The only issue is when you go through plants like trees, it does offset it slightly. There we go. Yeah, see me turn around quite a few on these. I think it's easy to tell the game devs are not American by the use of petrol mower. I'm actually going to leave that little strip for now because I can come back with the weed whacker. This is what I mean by the trees can push you offline, off center. We'll do this area of front lawn really quick. Oh, have you guys seen that lawn Roombas are now a thing? Like some parks will release basically these giant lawn Roombas at night. There was a video where some kids were at a park after they were supposed to like not be there. And it like rolled up on them out of like the dark abyss. Ooh, can I actually regulate speed now? Unfortunately, you have to put that away every time you open this. Here we go. Yeah, so now, if I'm correct, yep, I can get speedy mower. So much better. There we go, 100% cut grass. Swimming pool, okay, we're gonna put giant pool in. Okay, I'll put it far enough back that we have some room around it. Okay. Pool's all the way over there. Imagine putting an in-ground pool was this easy. I think we see a lot more in-ground pools if that was the case. Alright, they want 2 sun loungers. We'll use a white wood. That's all I put there. What the heck? Okay, we'll put it over here. $100%? 100%. There we go. 8K for it. Not bad. It's hard to believe that this game is like a good few years old. How old is this game actually? Let me check Steam release. When did this thing come out on Steam? 2018. This game is 7 years old. May of 2018. Damn. Oh yeah, here's even though we already have gotten into the garden stuff, you can see the demos are down here. We'll make sure to do demos for like the HGTV and like luxury, because there's technically like a little story going on with like the luxury. Like the first one, the actual luxury, takes place technically after the demo. There's a little story to it. And I might consider getting the revamp, because they are doing a remaster where like every single job now has like voiced story to it, similar to what you see in the HGTV, what we'll see in HGTV, luxury, and pets DLCs. Timber. There we go. Alright, they want a pond. The pond will fit them best here. I fill it with some water. There we go. Oh, are we already done? We're already done. It was only a $420 offer, but we're done. I just wanted a pond and no more trees. Although now that natural shade's just gone. Like, people cut down trees and they complain there's no natural shade. Like, I get rid of some trees, especially ones that are like bad, but you can't complain of no natural shade if you don't bother planting trees or just cut down the trees you have. No, we have to build walls. Wall building, wall building. Okay, this one's over the counter. More kitchens need these like above the counter outlets. I think bedrooms as well. So many rooms would benefit from just these like at eye level, easy to access outlets. Unfortunately, though, this game being 7 years old, some stuff just does not like to work properly. Okay, first off, we're going to destroy walls. Where's the destruction segment? A little floating debris. Oh, words. Alright. Good old demolition of the soul. Okay. We also got a perk. We'll do some faster demo. This part takes forever. Slow and steady on this one. Alright, and one more. There we go. So we're selling the cot. And we need a small bed. We would. There we go. I guess they don't want me painting the walls. Okay. You just pay me to build them. That'll do, that'll do. Alright, what we got next? Hey, more demo. Large open space. I have some good old demolition. Oh, that's gonna be annoying. Let's take this really quick and we'll just... Okay, the one annoying thing with these is they don't let you sell the light switches. I wish I was joking. So you kind of just have to move the light switches every which way. That's like 4 light switches in this hallway. Oh, it's so satisfying the wall falls all at once like that. Can you let that disappear for a minute? Hey, look at this. So satisfying. Perfect. We'll do more muscle strength. So hopefully that will knock down more at once, and that looks to be the case here. Very, very nice. Sometimes you don't like to fall down all uniform though. There we go. Yeah, okay, we also want to paint the bedroom. Somehow the light switch fell. Okay. Is that this room? Yep. So we'll get a large since we still don't have upgraded painting. I'm munching on a cookie. I'm munching on my edible cookie I got from the dispo earlier. Barely halfway through. We're playing chill game. I'm not too worried about how the edible affects. Slowly but surely painting. I'm painting with some paints. We didn't. Time to stay on the radiator again. Damn, I ran out right at the end there on that one. If I'm not careful, this lo-fi might put me to sleep. We're just doing some painting. Oh, I just realized when we get to tiling, I'm going to despise it. Early game tiling is the worst. I just noticed it's upgrading and it's updating in the reflection. I never noticed that before. There we go. Alright, we're done with that one. 6K for that. I mean, to be fair, we did tear down like a bunch of walls. I really want to, I probably could have paint matched, but I don't want to go through the menu and try to find the paint that matches just to fill in like 2 spots. How's Flip? Hi, John. How you doing, John? How's Flipper? I'm eating an edible cookie right now. We're just chilling. We did DVD for like 3 hours. Hi. The House Flipper 2 actually has a co-op DLC that's like free. We started a brand new profile. So if I was to main menu, this is for the stream. This is my main profile, and I am super far. Like I am completely. So I kind of know what I'm doing. I haven't touched the beginning of the game in forever. There was a period of time that I lost like a good few hours, like for some reason didn't save properly. I didn't get reset to the beginning, which was nice. This is my main profile. Yeah, we have a pet update. We have a pet thing, so we gotta find that in the main one. It's actually super cute. Like the pets can help you dig holes and hold your paint cans. But yeah, this entire page is done. Like all of these ones are done. I have math jobs basically just left on this profile. So it's so interesting going back to base game basically, where I have no upgrades. It's like certain games like prestige and everything gets set back. Like you get a bonus, but now you're back at the start. But yeah, on my main profile, I actually had an extension. I built an extension on it. Let's go ahead and clean some of this up really quick while we're here. Oh, yeah, House Flipper. Oh, I own it. I've owned it for like at least 5 years. I think probably longer. There we go. Ooh, perfect. See, all dirt. It should have an asterisk, all dirt except cobwebs. It's really bad showing cobwebs. Case in point like that. Wait, House Flipper 1 or 2? I know House Flipper 2 is only 35% off, so I'm not gonna buy it right now. And depending how much the remaster is, I might get it, but I might have to wait till sale because I know we're on Steam Summer Sale right now. Oh, this one you don't go in the house, right? Let's do brush cutter at the edge, and we'll bring up the big mower. Well, these we can plant technically. Let's get rid of the weeds though. Spam clicking to get rid of weeds, which I don't actually need to be doing. I can just run it over to Walmart. Walmart down. There we go. Okay, child swing. We'll tuck it right in the shade. Wait, did this want some kind of... Okay, small cherry tree. We don't want it to be fighting for nutrients, so I'll put it over here. There we go. Alright, rooster. Got a rooster here. Sand pit. Yeah, the house is light color, so we'll do light color sand pit. There we go. And now we need... We'll do the same thing here, light colored house, so light colored stuff. Let's get this one over slightly. Let's do this. There we go, much better. Not on the edge. We'll do some grays to contrast. This can't go over here, unfortunately. Just at the edge. I know we were talking about that earlier. It's like, oh, if you could do this, like, IRL, I think it'd be so much easier. Okay. They don't have a gray for the table, so we'll do white. It's looking a lot of white here. I should do it this way. Much better, more centered. Alright, and then grill. The grill will tuck right there. Not everything? No, it's 84. What am I missing? Oh, coffee corner. That's over here. There we go. Okay. We'll do grays on this one. We'll do same thing. Gray with black. There we go. There we go, there we go. To be fair though, I don't think most people's rooms get this dirty. No, but I was talking about earlier, if you guys haven't seen, there's this whole trend where it's like, oh, I'm scared to enter, you know, poster's name's room. And then like, come to the land of the lost and lonely. There was one where they showed literal, they showed literal like flies and maggots on a cup. I'm just like, how do you feel okay posting that? Like, oh, like, I have ADHD. I'll admit I've had like my fair share of messy room, but the keyword is messy, not dirty. Like, yeah, there's like clothes everywhere, but it's not like you're going to, you know, it's not like bugs are going to be unnecessarily attracted because there's like food left behind. Like, that is not a bedroom, that is a health hazard. Okay, is that all the weeds? No. What weeds am I missing? I am struggling to find the weeds. We're gonna restart that job. I forgot the weed whacker takes out everything. It's the mower that doesn't. No, someone shared. What fucking streamer was it? I gotta read that. But what streamer? It was like one of the big streamers right now. Like, their desk was atrocious. I don't know if it was XQC, I don't think so. Might have been though, might have been. But I don't feel like the one I'm talking about is XQC. I think it was one of the guys. Does this cut everything? No, this one's only cutting down weeds. Yeah. Like, this is what I was talking about. This one is good for targeting the weeds. When you can't figure out the weeds are, just run a lawnmower through everything. There we go. There's still weeds, but I think I'm actually about to get that perk unlock. Yep, there we go. Okay, they want grapevines. We'll run it through here. Give me a second. Do, do, do. Let me see. Like, yeah, he has a bunch of soda cans, but like, that's not the setup I was talking about. No, it wasn't his. Although his is still pretty bad. I feel bad for whoever girl marrying him though. Expedition? I don't even know what you're talking about. Why didn't you play Expedition? Yeah, I really actually don't know what that is. Is that their game? I mean, still, but as it looks of it, whoever ends up marrying him is gonna basically be acting like his mother. XQC. I think he's a very messy setup and stuff, and I doubt he knows how to cook for himself. Dude got lucky, he blew up with the Overwatch. Literally his name was SQCOW for the longest time. And now he like basically gambles all the time, doesn't he? Yeah, but how a relationship should be is it should be like split work. You know? I mean, fair. Like, if XQC has a maid and the girlfriend doesn't have to do much, at the same time, it's like, what's gonna happen when eventually the stream money dries up? Either he gets caught in some drama like Ludwig just did. I mean, he does have a maid, but like, but yeah, as well, like, he's also still young. I'm gonna bet some of that money has not been spent responsibly. Oh. The only thing I can think of, like, oh, like Ludwig stuff. So he invited someone from. I'm just gonna do a synopsis because Fuji showed me the video on it earlier. But basically, he invited someone from C9 who is known to have a drinking problem to like a streamer party. And they were encouraging him to drink. He got to a point, I think, where he was like almost 4 times over the US legal limit, which is 0.08. And he was like fucking drunk as shit. Like, he was humping pillows, a cutout of himself, all that stuff. And they were encouraging it. Like, they kept going, they kept saying like new record, you know, he blew, he had blown like, you know, he blows like a 0.14, then a 0.20, and now he's at like 0.30. Like, he is well past the territory where you would usually need to. That's not too bad though. He was well past the point of where you would need medical attention for alcohol poisoning. And they were just encouraging it. Not only that, he ended up basically getting himself canceled because of all that. No, it could have been worse. It could have been worse. But Ludwig, who again organized the party, knowingly invited him, and he actually literally said to everyone, like, he's like told everyone like he's like an alcoholic or something. He basically washed his hands of the whole thing. He basically said, it's not my fault. You invited a known alcoholic and knowingly encouraged him to get dangerously intoxicated. Like, yes, it could have gone way worse, I agree. But you have to have some level of responsibility. It's like if a bar lets someone leave or serve someone when they're already drunk as shit, they're held responsible. You know? Like, bars are legally held responsible if they overserve and have someone like super fucking drunk, like what happened at that party. Or if they let someone they know someone's leaving and planning to drink and drive home and they have been drinking a lot. And like, they kept him on stream and stuff versus like having him step out to a separate room, lay down, have someone make sure this dude, because when someone's drunk as shit as well, there's a high chance that they can basically asphyxiate themselves if they get sick and throw up. So that's kind of what's going on here, basically. It's like he knowingly invited the alcoholic, knowingly not only let him drink, let him over drink, and then when it was obvious he was very drunk, and because there was like female streamers stuff there, so it was kind of like almost sexual harassment in a sense, because he got humping a cutout of himself in a pillow right next to them. Instead of being like, hey, you need to go lay down, or hey, let's get you to a separate room, they just kept fucking using him for content, as he is so intoxicated he probably has no idea where the fuck he is. And that's the main issue with it. So it's like all of that, like, that's not what a friend does. A friend doesn't like exploit you for content like that. And then, not only that, the dude ended up getting kicked out of C9 because of Ludwig's actions on it. Ludwig was the party host. So the guy got permanently banned on Twitch. You know, Ludwig gets away scot-free, like, wipes his hands clean, like, that's not my issue. Even though Twitch is known to suspend people who are overly drinking, yes, their usual suspension. By the way, it's the cockroach level for anyone who doesn't like cockroaches. I recommend, like, looking at the screen or just tapping out. Because I don't have the non-cockroach thing on to make it easier for me to see. But, like, that's not what friends do. If your friend gets fucking shit-faced, yeah, I gotta have a laugh about it, but also make sure they're not, you know, being super dumb. You know, you have to make sure they're okay. It's similar to like how all these like family vloggers like are exploiting their children for content. There we go. Fuji is here, by the way, everyone.
Hello.
You said that's XQC's room currently? That's the picture you sent me?
Yeah, not currently, but that was a picture about like 2 years ago.
Yeah. No, but there was one recent. It was definitely one of the guys who does a lot of crypto gambling. I just don't remember who.
Yeah, I think that's the reason bro hired him.
Well, I think his girl would just flat out refuse, because at that point she's basically a free maid.
Yeah. To be fair, him and his girl talk on stream all the time now, if I'm not mistaken. They
Yeah.
literally gamble with each other.
Yeah. Like, in my instance, I wouldn't mind, you know, doing light stuff like, oh, just straightening up or loading the dishwasher, you know? But I'm not going to clean up after what is essentially a man-child. I like to leave the cockroach thing on just because they're easier to see. But if we do have people who want to keep watching but are truly skewed up by it, I will turn on the filter that basically makes it broken glass.
See, the only problem is though, when you get to the point of XQC, like straight up, it just comes down to the point where like
Yeah, this person's alcoholic.
like he doesn't care how he's perceived. He doesn't care how people look at him. He doesn't care how like if people will like if all that stuff happens. Like I bet you he doesn't even care if like I don't know how to explain it. Like
Hopefully some of his money's invested, basically.
oh, XQC will never go broke. That man is rich.
You don't mind?
He
Share
literally
your X account handle? I think I just followed you last night, Theodore, but it's the same. It's Bunny on Kick.
XQC was talking on stream, I think it was about a month ago, and he was trying to like get on a yacht or something like that and get interested in buying a yacht. And he asked like how much would it be to rent it, and the guy, I can't remember how much he said, but he's like, okay, how much is it in general? And the guy's like 25 mil, and he's like, damn, I lost 2 of those a couple weeks ago. Like what?
Yeah.
I'm guessing a lot of it was from gambling and probably stocks or something shit like that, but like, damn.
Well, it's probably mostly like gambling.
Fucking 50 mil, bro. What the fuck?
Or who knows if the dude trashed a car. I wouldn't be surprised if he ended up crashing a car.
Yeah, Jack Doherty, by the way.
What?
You saw that clip of Jack Doherty?
No, actually I didn't.
Oh my god. He was driving his I think it was, I can't remember, it was his supercar. I don't know if it was a McLaren, it might have been a McLaren, down the highway while scrolling on his phone while it's literally pouring down rain. He literally swerves. Hydroplanes, smashes into the side of the road, because it has like these like concrete things on the side of the road just to stop people, I guess, if they from going over.
Yeah, we have similar
Smashes
ones.
into that. What's it called?
Was it like in the middle? Sorry, was it like in like the left, like on the left side?
Right side.
Okay, some. If it was a more like area that tends to have like a lot of people, like near like LA, for example, they're pedestrian savers. They're almost like a form of bollard.
Okay.
Not just Jack, people in general. I was telling my mother the other day, when I leave work, I have to go out of parking garage, right? I'm not gonna get too on it, but I work in what is classified as a city. So the lights dim out as you go down the highway, and there's like a state, not even a state, it's like a U.S. like highway, like those like Route 66 type deals, like Route 60. This one actually crosses the country, but after you get out of the city, it gets very dark very quick because just passing through like some protected land basically. So there's like not much going on there. Similar to like how like it's just desert, and then you have like Las Vegas. It's kind of like similar to that in a sense. But it's not desert. It's just protected like wetlands. And a lot of people will filter ahead of stuff. There have been multiple times though I passed people because it's 2 lanes heading out because I'd head onto a toll road after. And there's people just full on FaceTime calls or full on like watching YouTube videos. The only time I've ever watched a video on my dash, and I will admit it, is when I am backed up in the parking garage and I am moving like an inch, like a centimeter a minute. Like I am barely moving because it's just backed up. This parking garage is so poorly designed. I fucking hate it. I've gotten stuck in that parking garage for over half an hour after my shift because of traffic due to events and stuff happening nearby. It is so bad. I hate
But
it.
the worst part about that Jack Doherty situation wasn't even the fact that he like hydroplaned while using his phone and all that stuff like that, which is already terrible as it is because people could have died. It was him and his friend in the car. Him and his friend get out of the car. Luckily, they're safe at they're not like dead or anything like that because it was a pretty bad crash. And his friend's head is bleeding, and he's basically telling his friend to record this shit like this is content.
Yeah, like anyone of
So
that
his friend's literally
mindset.
like recording while his head's bleeding.
Mhm. Like, if you're of that mindset where content's over safety, you're not a good person.
Ludwig literally did that as well.
Exactly.
Content over safety.
Yeah, and like and then after the video, he doesn't acknowledge it. He just goes live like, "Oh, Switch, giveaway."
Yeah. Because he does giveaway. People will pick. Oh, he's a good person. He give away money. He millionaire multi-millionaire give away few $100. He good person. Like, come on.
Please, landowner, give some crumbs to the peasants.
Yeah, like that few $100 for a fucking Switch to him is probably fucking pennies. Straight up. He probably made that in the first hour. He probably made that in the first 30 minutes he went live. Or maybe 10. Like, I don't know. It's just like, come on. Like, we're not trying to shift the blame and say that like it's not the guy's fault for doing the sexual harassment or doing the. It's just like Ludwig needs to take some accountability for that shit too.
It's similar to
And
how,
and
like I said with
that guy
brothers,
needs
they
AA
can.
and help more than he needs to be more than he needs to be fucking
I mean, to be fair,
basically
anyone
like
who spends their.
extorted at a
To
party.
be fair though, anyone who spends their entire weekends at a drinking night on VR chat also needs it.
I wonder who you're referring to.
Yeah.
Wait, didn't you used to do that?
I would not spend whole weekends, no, and I was not
Okay,
really
fair
much of a
enough.
drinker. I drink like sips.
I'm just messing with you anyway.
The times I'd pass out in drinking nights was just because tired and not because I drank too much.
Fair enough. Yeah, I've never gotten drunk in VR though.
Oh yeah, Popular Mose, isn't he homeless now and he got like arrested or something?
Didn't
After
Popular MMOs literally get fucked over by his girlfriend and like then a ton
I
of
know
other shit happened?
I never really watched Popular MMOs.
Apparently he was like
I
in public intoxicated or something, like
yeah.
losing his
I
mind and
think I
crying
think
and
there
shit
was a
like that.
clip where a couple's like, wait, this dude's a YouTuber.
Yeah. I think
Wait,
so much stuff happened to him. He started to drink and then just went out for a walk or something, and then it just got worse from there.
it's interesting when you can talk when it gets to a point at age when you're casually talking to your physical therapist about the Vanoss crew.
Yeah. Well, there was a man on.
They found him
He
on the
was on
side
the
of the
side.
road, insanely drunk, phone dead.
Oh, okay.
It's like similar stuff was happening to Sky's Minecraft. He got into a lot of drugs, and that what really happened with him and his ex. They found a weed on him. Well, was he in a legal state? I'm not sure what state he's from.
I'm pretty sure the weed was legal. To be fair, marijuana is only like illegal in like what 3-4 states. Anyway.
It depends. Like there's a lot more states where it's not legal recreationally, but it's legal
It's just
medically.
yeah. Isn't there a lot of states though like it's not legal but like it's decriminalized, so like if you get caught
Yeah,
with it they're just gonna confiscate it, they're not gonna fine you.
I think so. He had a
It's
parole
just a
thing where
way
he
for
couldn't
them to
have it.
like.
That's what it was.
Oh, okay.
So he wasn't supposed to have it. He was on like some probationary parole thing.
I love how they act like weed is gonna like be the death and demise of your what? Wouldn't that just help you in that situation?
Well, it
Make you more
depends.
calm?
Well, it depends, because if you're not in the right mindset and taking any kind of psychoactive drug, whether it's like weed or LSD or something, it's gonna fuck with you. Like I know,
I guess it just
if
depends on the
I'm
person.
if I'm in like a really bad mindset, it's not a good idea for me to take it
Okay.
because it can
That's
be
fair.
an amplifier. So if you're already in a really bad fucking mindset, it can be an amplifier.
Yeah, see, for me, it's a little different. If I'm in a really bad mindset and I smoke, I'll be fine. But if I drink and I'm in a bad mindset, I'm gonna be honest. If I've drank and been in bad mindsets and I've genuinely like crashed out to people, like, yeah. So like that's why I don't drink anymore.
His
Really.
girlfriend, after Jen based a whole lot of allegations on him about domestic abuse and stuff, they were all
Hmm.
probably fake. Well, again, like, there's the issue with, like, again, Minecraft, like, his allegations were true, like, he was verbally abusive to his staff and stuff, but to be fair, he also got into hard drugs. Like,
Yeah, but
if you remember, he was
another.
hanging out
Oh,
with
sorry.
Post Malone, like, fucking 10, 15 years ago.
Isn't Post Malone clean now?
Yeah. Like, there's literally an
Post.
old
I'm sorry.
video from, I think, the shared house that, like, that group did, like, Encrypted, where it was, like, Post Malone, um, Jason from Minecraft Universe, and a couple others. And they, like, apparently go trick-or-treating in the middle of July or some shit.
So,
I'll see if I can find it.
with the popular MLO situation, his girlfriend said there was tons of allegations, or made tons of allegations against him, and this. Yes, he might have been abusive to his stuff, but his last girlfriend, of like 2 or 3 years or whatever, they split up because of just life in general. And she said it made a public statement saying in those 2 to 3 years that we were together, he never once did anything bad or said anything bad to me. Like, she was literally, his ex was defending him on Twitter.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I never really watched a lot of them, so I can't really say much.
That's fair.
But I'll admit, I was a Team Crafted kid.
I mean, I was too. I was watching the Prison Breaks and the fucking,
Mm-hmm.
that shit was, yeah.
Yep.
Back when they used to make those custom fucking modded games that they would just play in like privates, like their own servers.
The main thing they split was Jen wanted kids, Pat didn't.
Okay, yeah. I don't know the whole reason that they split. I just know they ended on good terms.
Yeah, I know. I know there's times where.
Oh wait, no, you're right. I'm sorry.
You're good. I feel like stuff like that should be talked about very early on, though. Like, if something like that's gonna be a deal breaker, it should be talked about very early on.
Well, apparently, I think Puppet Mimos originally he wanted kids, but then kind of as he it went on, he then didn't. But then he stated afterwards, after this whole situation, after like his ex and everything, he's like, "Damn, I honestly really do want to have kids. I honestly don't wish me and her would have never split up," or some shit like that. Apparently, he now regrets not like staying with her and wanting to have kids because now he wants kids.
But is that true, or is that his just regret talking? Like, kids would have been a small trade-off to have that like life,
Yeah.
And to be honest, being in a mindset like that is kind of dangerous, because at the same time, it's like, well, now you're basically banking on kids, saving what else would have been like ended relationship. Too many people have kids to try to save relationships.
I think it's a little different though, but because they didn't want to have kids to save their relationship, it's just that she wanted to have kids and he didn't. Like, it wouldn't have saved their relationship in a sense, but it would have if he wanted to have kids. It was just like a little bit of like a deal breaker between the two kind of thing. But you're right, if he would have genuinely just said like he wanted kids, even if at the moment he didn't want to have kids and just had kids because like he wanted to be with her, then I guess you could make like a thing to say. But like at the same point in time, you realize how many people probably do that. One person doesn't want kids but the other does, but they end up having kids because they loved each other too much, so the one person like needs or something.
Yeah. That's something I've made like apparent and with people I've dated, is especially in this climate, I don't want to bring kids in. Like, kids are basically a hard no right now for me. Just because of how terminal stuff is.
You gotta have a lot of money, World's not exactly in the best place.
Mhm.
Like, I would be real. Like, right now, not really. But if I was a millionaire, I lived on a nice island, low key, maybe, you know? But not right now, by any means. Or not anywhere in this foreseeable future.
Especially in the US, if you're not in one of those states that it's like putting a lot of, you know, like there's only one state in the US I actually looked up one day that only some states, all states have like some form of like maternity leave, but there's no like a lot of states don't have a proper minimum requirement. So like you can give birth and only get like a month with your kid before you have to go back to work, and it's not always paid either. Um, but for instance, New Jersey, I remember again, like I said, looked this up. New Jersey is the only state that has both paid maternity and paternity leave to give the dad a chance to bond with the kid as well.
Yep.
And help
Yeah,
mom and stuff.
They don't give, unless it's weird situations. If I'm not mistaken, they don't give the dads it here, but they do give the women. They do give the women a lot of extra time after she has had
The
has
guys,
had the child.
the dads can still take FMLA, which is a federal family medical leave of absence. It's a federal program. It basically just means if you were to take an extended leave of absence for medical or family reasons, your job would be protected. So they can't like downgrade your job or replace you from your job while you're gone.
No, but then when you come back, they could just find something and be like, "Hey, goodbye."
Mm-hmm.
That's the only problem with that.
Yeah, again, it's weird. There's just not a lot of protections in general in the U.S., but that's a whole other can of worms.
No, there isn't, because people in the U.S. will literally get fired for anything. Like you could get fired for fucking. You could work 50 hours one week, 50 hours 50 hours the next, and 50 hours even the next. But if you call out one day sick after those, even though you might be burnt out, your job, goodbye.
Yeah, a lot of states have at will employment basically. We're getting kind of political here. But at will employment is basically you can be fired at any reason for every time, even for no reason at all, as long as you're not under a protected classification. As long not under, but as long as it's not for protected classification. So, for example, a job could fire a pregnant woman. They might want to fire her because she's pregnant, but they'll just fire her because her work is suffering or she's not meeting certain quotas. You know? Or just quote unquote restructuring, or they could just, oh, we no longer need a front office person, and they list a thing for a receptionist. Well, it's different job. Different job requirements, different job duties, even though it's basically the same thing.
I wouldn't say it's that political. I mean, not everything's political. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. You can bring up Trump, for example, without it being political.
I mean,
you can. If you just if you make a factual statement, for example, it's not political, it's just factual.
Yeah, except you know how his supporters get.
That's true. I'm just saying for an example. Like, you could say something about Kamala without it being political. You could say something about Joe Biden without it being political. You could make, I don't know, like, for example, like, if you were to make the argument that, I don't know, like, marijuana shouldn't be banned and it has all these good things about it and all this kind of stuff, some people would say, oh, well, you could get political because people will say that should be banned, that should not be. But it's not political. If it literally helps you, how is it political? It literally is just factually true. That's what I don't get. Like, people mix politics into everything and they don't even know what they're talking about half the time. They'll say, oh, well, that's too political for me. It's not even political. It's just a statement.
What do I still need in here? On the window.
Besides, world's too far left or too right now anyway. There's nobody in between. Being in between is apparently, like, a bad thing nowadays.
It's all you're either with us or against us type things.
Exactly. When I feel like realistically humans should be a little left and a little right in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
Like just off of like genuine like consciousness and like how you perceive the world. If you are in like I feel like I don't want to say normal human being, but like I want to say like if you just have some knowledge of the world and like good perspectives on life, you shouldn't be like, oh my god, I'm going all the way left or all the way right. It should literally be like, oh well, the left has some good opinions here, but the right has some good opinions here as well. You know, like it's not all like not all left is bad, not all left is good, not all right is bad, not all right is good.
Okay, so the game considered that poster that looked like it was in perfect condition trash.
And you know the crazy part is some people would call me fucking stupid or dumb for saying that too. It's the craziest part.
You know, the founding fathers said the two-party system was a bad idea.
Mm-hmm. Should be more than two. Oh yeah.
A lot of states are implementing. A lot of states are implementing this thing called a ranked choice voting. Now, if you're not familiar with what that is, I actually remember watching a video on it a couple years ago. Back when I think Maine was the first one to introduce it. It's basically instead of just voting one candidate, you vote three. Your most picked choice, your moderate choice, and then your least picked choice, basically.
Okay.
But still the one you like. So out of like 5, you vote your top 3, and give your main one your first, your second place, second, and third place third. And then what happens when they tally it up? If there's a tie between 2, well, anyone who voted for the third place guy, as their main, well, now it goes to their second vote. So it means like, oh, I want, for example, in the US, oh, I want the Green Party. But the Green Party is probably not going to win, so I end up just voting the other side. And a lot of people do that, so it doesn't even give that party a chance. Well, now it's like, oh, okay, I prefer Green Party, but if not Green Party, then I prefer, I don't know, healthcare for all party, So your first choice be green. If not green, then healthcare for all party, That's just summarizing in light terms. I believe Maine introduced, and I believe New York is now using it. Let me actually look it up really quick so I'm not wrong. I don't want to tell lies. Let's see what states use ranked choice voting. Okay, so some states actually have it banned.
Alright.
So it's actually banned, and guess this, a lot of red states.
Of course.
So local elections in some jurisdictions. Some states that use it are including California, Washington, let's see, here, hang on. Here, on July 26th in 2019, Maine passed a bill adopting instant runoff voting, aka ranked choice voting, for both presidential primaries and the general election. And then it became law in September that same year. Alaska approved Measure 2, which is for these primary parties with nonpartisan jungle primary, and with top 4 candidates advance in the general election using instant runoff. Hawaii back in 2022 trying to bill allowing the use of instant runoff voting for the special elections of federal and county officers. District of Columbia, AKDC, voted for Initiative 38 last year, or Make All Choices Count Act, which allows registered independents to participate in party primaries, meant ranked choice voting in all presidential, federal, and district elections by next year. So states, it's some statewide elections Only Maine has it for some statewide elections. Local options for municipalities to opt in is looks like New Mexico. Oh, what's isn't New Mexico? I can't fucking tell. I'm from the US and I can't even tell what states these are. It's been a hot minute. Yeah, already being used all across the country in wide ranges of jurisdictions. Out of 22, our ranked choice voting has been opted by 62 jurisdictions. Some main examples would be Alaska, Maine, and New York City, Cambridge, Massachusetts, Minneapolis, Minneapolis, Montana, I believe. That's MT. MN. What's fucking MN? Not Missouri. Michigan, MI. So Minnesota, maybe? It's either Missouri, it's either, I think it's either Minnesota or, Montana. And San Francisco, California. Minnesota, okay. It's been a hot minute. Oh yeah, ranked choice. Apparently people in some states, like people in my state, are also like, hey, you got any more of that ranked choice voting we could use? Because everything's just such a mess. I feel like we probably, also same thing, the stuff with elections needs to be, as it's getting a little political, but election stuff needs to be rebalanced. Most jobs don't give you a lot of time off on election day. I feel like election day needs to be like other areas and be a national holiday. Even then, though, a lot of places, like for example, grocery stores are still open. I feel like it needs to be something where everything is closed except for polling places. Like, it needs, in order to encourage and help people vote. I don't know, just maybe if you have an area that's known to have like a lot of people who can't really drive well, offer shuttling or offer a on-site separate for them. Like, there's also an issue. So, I'm the only one who's not immune compromised in some way, shape, or form in my immediate family. And that's just a fact. I'm not saying it for pity or anything. We make it work. It's fine. But the main thing is, when the 2020 election rolled around, we got mail-in ballots automatically because we were registered to vote. Because everyone's kind of stuck inside. So when the 2024 election rolled around, we were like, wait, where's our mail-in ballots? Because we had opted in on the ballots to continue receiving them for all elections in the future. So we actually had to go out of our way between the normal 9 to 5 on a weekday. At this point, at my current job, I did not have weekends off. I have weekends off now, but this time I did not get weekends off because weekends off are so high in demand for my job. Sorry, casino work and all that. So at this point, I actually had Wednesdays, Thursdays off. So I actually had to find paperwork printed out where my parents could sign saying yes, they want mail-in ballots. And then they had to sign it. I had to sign it. And then I had to go down to the courthouse, talk to the county clerk. Luckily, the courthouse had the county clerk. It wasn't like I was coming from halfway across the county. It was luckily in our town. Hand them in and be like, hey, we need mail-in ballots because there's only a couple days left. So we had to fill them out, and then I think the next day the next day or next week, because we only had a couple more days to sign up for mail-in ballots. I think it was the next day actually. I then had to take them. We had to seal them up in the envelopes, and rather than putting them in the mailbox because we got them so late, I had to go back downtown and drop them off in ballot collection boxes. And obviously there are rumors of people saying those on fire and stuff. So who knows if our votes actually counted that time. Who knows? Who knows? But yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
Who the fuck knows? Oh, sorry. I still have like half this cookie left. Let me just pop the rest of this in my mouth.
Wish Canada would do more. I feel like we have like so much potential to actually grow our country to be like even like just as good as like others. It's just like we don't.
Also, this is gonna get political for a hot second, right? Recently, a chart was released that basically showed how much states receive in federal funding per dollar in taxes they pay. And New Mexico, which is a blue state, was at the top, but then it was followed almost exclusively by red state, or just barely blue states. Blue states that are really self-sufficient, for example, like New York and New Jersey, were at the bottom. Like I said, New Jersey is the only state that has paid paternity leave as well. New Jersey also has, I think, their own like Obamacare style thing, which is basically affordable healthcare for all.
Mm-hmm.
Like I think New Jersey requires you to have some kind of healthcare, and if you can't afford it, they have like plans that are like very cheap or almost free. Really, this was just mowing the lawn and I guess mowing the weeds while I was at it? Okay, I'll take it. Easy job. Easy job.
Hmm?
No, I was not expecting the job to be that quick. But yeah. Oh. I actually might have to call it here. Tomorrow I might just do more House Flipper ASMR, but I might be a little more high than I was tonight. And like I said, I'm making brownies. Let me do another quick job. I'll finish off on that. We'll just do a cleanup. We'll finish off this cleanup job. This will be the last job we do, and then we'll do more tomorrow. And again, this profile, I'm not touching this profile offline. I'll have my own other profile. I'll touch offline. So this one, oh, this is another roach one. This is a big roach one. If you really don't like roaches, I don't recommend watching. Let's do this one. Yeah, this one I'm gonna go down to the basement and turn the breaker on. More roaches. Phasmophobia. Breakers in the basement? Yeah. But yeah, there's so much I could do. I remember seeing this years ago, and I kind of agree with it. The U.S. isn't really a first world country. It's like 50 third world countries in a trench coat. Because the U.S. right now, I think, is one of the only like super developed countries that doesn't have some kind of like mandatory vacation time, right? Like
Yep.
I think if I remember correctly, I think I think France, they get like 3 months
Mhm.
paid time off.
When there's something crazy, my uncle, he
Mhm.
works for one of the towns. He has, like, from when he started working there and when he has now, he has 130 days of vacation, and every couple months they force him to take a couple weeks off,
Yeah.
and with pay, of course, because it's vacation.
Meanwhile, at my job, I think I only get 140 hours. You know? So if I have to call out sick after I'm out of paid sick leave, right?
Mhm.
If I want to get paid for that time off, I have to use my PTO, even though I was like ill, even if I was like in the hospital, dying. I had to do that actually when my ex left. My ex abandoned me. That's a whole can of worms on its own. But when that happened, there we go. I had to call out for a few days because of, mental stuff. And I had to tell them, like, I can't really afford to take, these unplanned days off. Can you use my PTO for these callouts? Luckily, they're able to, but, it's rough.
Yeah, no, it definitely is. Like,
And I feel like, in general, we'd have a lot of less, like, work burnout if that was the case.
that's true. Like, I
But
feel like
also if
like
jobs actually paid in reference to, like, the actual what is, like, minimum wage was. I think a lot of people forget minimum wage was supposed to literally design that one family could live all right, like comfortably enough, not like trips all the time, but comfortably on a single person's income.
yeah, yeah. The what's it called?
And now
It
couples
makes.
can't even live comfortably if they're both making minimum wage.
Mhm.
Hell,
Couples
a
can't even
couple
live
can't even
comfortably if
afford
they're.
like
Yeah.
proper food.
Yeah.
I guess you could make the argument of like, oh, that was back when, where women weren't allowed in the workforce. Because that was once upon a time here in the States. That was once upon a time across a lot of places. That's
Mhm.
still once upon a time in some places.
Mhm.
Well, good naming
I mean,
names, Middle East. Um, you guys know which countries I'm talking about, though.
even in Canada, if you have minimum wage, like, there's more job protection and like help from like
Yeah, we did
the
mention it
government, but
earlier.
like,
We mentioned it earlier how, like, at will employment. So if your boss wanted, they could take someone who's been working there for 10 years and be like, "You're fired." Before
yeah,
you're
not
fired.
here, not here. The what's it called? People like places have literally done that to like workers who have worked like there was a woman that like there was a woman that managed a I don't know some like store or something like that. She got fired for she literally had no infractions. She got fired for no reason. Some other person was hired on and she literally sued them.
Mm-hmm. And same thing, like, it's hard to prove they fired you because you got injured and are now, like, disabled. Like, you couldn't do your job as well as they'd like. Without. So, people. It is basically a field day for these, like, employment attorneys when you have a boss who is at that point dumb enough to say, you know, we can't fucking handle you constantly having to check your blood pressure or something, you know. Not only being a team player, having to step out every like 2 hours to make sure you're not going to die, basically.
Yeah, because the jobs that you get, the majority of them, I don't give a fuck about you. You're just a fucking, you're a number.
Yeah, like retention and stuff. There's a reason why there's a whole thing talking about like how Gen Z and millennials are job hopping. It's because at this point we know corporates aren't going to value us as people. We're just another cog, you know, and once the cog gets
Mm.
too squeaky or so, it gets replaced.
But then they'll deflect and say, "Oh, it's millennials' fault. They just don't want to work." Like,
Hmm.
no, it's people just not wanting to deal with that. Like, I'm gonna be honest with you. Like, like this crazy take, by the way, but like in another like 30, 40 years, like I feel like even the US would be in a better state because you're gonna get all those like fucking you're gonna get all those old heads out of Congress and everything, you know what I mean? The people that literally just have like these like I mean, to be fair, people are in our age are kind of crazy as well for certain things. But like I feel like as time gets over, we'll have more of an understanding. I don't know.
The But you're not correctly wrong, because we literally had a congresswoman who was missing for months and turned up in a mental memory care facility.
Mm-hmm.
If you didn't show up to your job for months without explanation, you were fired on the spot. She still has her job.
Yeah.
Apparently, oh thank goodness. Apparently, in the U.S. though, they're going to start mandatory retesting after 70 for your license.
As it should.
It's another thing as well. You can look up. This is like literally a fact. A lot of the older generation has blood poisoning. Like they are literally brain damaged. Can you get in the
I mean,
vacuum? Get in the vacuum.
they may have blood poisoning and brain damage, but I'm gonna be real. Give it another 30, 40 years to find out everything that's gonna be wrong with us, if not less time, from all the food we eat that has all this shit in it, for all the stuff we drink that has all this shit in
Oh
it.
no, it's already
Like,
come to the fact that a lot of the preservatives that millennials eat, there's a reason why a lot of millennials look so young still. Like
yeah,
the preservatives that were in the food were actually working on humans to a degree.
that's crazy. But that also tells you if preservatives that are working in food are working on us, then that's just like the future, isn't it, in a sense? Like everyone's gonna be taking preservatives and shit to like, yeah.
Well, too bad they found out preservatives were bad and removed it from most foods.
Well, you say that, but most common thing that people eat still has preservatives in it. Good old bread.
I had to refill my chip bag from earlier. Also, I had a full-on moment earlier that I was like, if you doubted I have ADHD, well, don't doubt it after this. I went in my room because I store my own dry food in my room, just because I just keep it in the bag. It's dry food, it's packaged, it's not like open.
Okay.
You know? I was like, okay, I'll grab this box of food I'm gonna make. Again, dry, shelf-stable foods, that's the only thing that's in my room. And it's stored properly. It's not like it's just loose on my nightstand. Like it has a storage spot. But I came in my room. I was like, oh, there have these chips from earlier. So I have like a heat bag resealer. I ate some of the chips, went back to the kitchen, like, I completely forgot the boxes. I completely forgot the fucking box of food I was trying to get. I told my dad he got a laugh out of it since he's also ADHD. Like, I am gonna end on that note though. I did finish off Big Chunk that up a lot once. I have been live 5 hours. It is really early in the morning. I need some sleep. I think we'll probably do a little more DVD tomorrow night, and then more House Flipper. If not, just straight House Flipper tomorrow night, or I guess later tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Turn our follow if you haven't already. Since we are going to do some more House Flipper, we're going to continue on this profile, starting from scratch kind of profile. And 100% I am going to let chat have their own inputs when we're decorating and stuff. But yeah, I'm going to end it here. I am sleepy. Case in point. Y'all get some rest though. See y'all tomorrow or later, however you want to say it. Bye bye.